as the Lions from Clear Lake get set, as we're going to start at weight class 126, as right now currently on the mats is also the Class 3A first-round matchups, as we'll have them, and then our consolation round matches for Class 1A and 2A. And right off the bat, weight class 126 for the Mustangs, as is going to be Seth House with a 2-point takedown over Jackson Hamlin.
Yeah, we thought we might see. He doesn't have a record on there, not listed in the program. We thought we might see Ryan Leisure, Jamie, top-ranked Ryan Leisure from Clear Lake. He's 39-1, but we may see them bump Leisure up, as I think that's Leisure warming up in the off the edge of the mat there. So Seth House out early with a nice 2-point takedown, and this is a match where House needs to take advantage and get after it, use that experience that he's built up through the course of this year. You know, he's a freshman, but he's wrestled. He comes into this at 20-26. This is 47th match. Zach McCool, did you ever think you'd wrestle 47 varsity matches as a freshman? That's unbelievable.
That's a lot of matches that you continue to get experience at, you know. So that's a good thing for him and House to come out here and continue to do what he's been doing, you know, for 20 of those matches this year. So hopefully get another win under his belt here.
Well, he's going to have to work hard for it. You know, he came out early with that quick takedown, and all of a sudden you're doing a lot of riding, a lot of you're expending a lot of energy. You might as well expend energy up on your feet and work for that takedown. As easy as that takedown was for House to start this match. You know, that first takedown was within 10 seconds of the start of the match with 9 seconds left. You know, he doesn't have anything else to show for it, so might as well expend that energy up on your feet, wrestling. And off the edge, not off the edge, that's going to be the end of our first period. It's going to be the freshman Hamlin's choice to start the second period, and he's going to go neutral. So we'll see if Seth House can get after it here. House in on an outside single, quickly drops into a Kelly position, and a nice down block by Hamlin. Now snap and spin attempt by House, as Hamlin came in on a reshot, but off the edge of the mat on the go behind. House with a nice go behind, but off the edge of the mat. Grade 3A match is going on, gentlemen, with the feature was probably going to be Prairie and West Des Moines Valley going at it. So that's number 4 and 5. Prairie has got an outstanding team. Cedar Rapids Prairie.
We're going to start this second period on our feet, and it's going to be House with a 2-point takedown. And now, Roger, I think what you mentioned is going to happen here is as easy as that first takedown was, he comes out and gets another easy one in the start the second. And House is going to start cutting him loose and going back to work on his feet.
Yeah, and here's an opportunity to get bonus points. You know, you got to build the lead here. You got to get some bonus points, and that's what House is trying to do. He lets Hamlin up, comes around over the top of the head, under the left arm. He's going to try to pitch him on his back. And he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. Oh, no change of position. Didn't give him the 2-point change of position. Now there's one.
Again, we're going to be following Tyler Pasker from Cedar Rapids Prairie this week, so when his matches come up, we'll take a look and spy over there and see how he's doing in his matches as he wrestles heavyweight for Cedar Rapids Prairie. Got some relation in the Manchester area, so we'll keep an eye on him as Seth House with another 2-point takedown just dove in and lifted up and returned to the mat. Jackson Hamlin, he's going to go up 6-1 now.
And 37 seconds. You got time for another one. Yeah, good call, Jamie. You might as well. You know, he's had some success with that double. So there's a nice elbow pass to a single. And he's got the left leg of Hamlin up in the air. Let's see if we can hit him with a trip. Nice trip. Takes Hamlin back down. And now you just stay on top and be physical, Zach, and just ride him out to the end of this period.
A lot of confidence going on right now for House. So he's doing a nice job of continuing to keep the confidence with the shots and hit different shots. And, that's really coming in handy for him in this match.
And that's going to do it for the second period. A nice second period. It was 2-0 after the first period, and the House picks up 6 points. So a nice period for the freshman from Independence.
Johnson has 6 wrestlers ranked, including Zach Bryce, number 8.
And he's going to cut Hamlin loose. Not cut him loose, just say optional start. So Hamlin will go to his feet. Will go to neutral. There's a nice single, inside single by House. A nice back trip by House. He picks up 2 more. 10-3 is your score. And now he's making it look easy. 1:37 to go in the third period. House up 10-4, trying to make it 12-4. Backing on that single. He's had a lot of success with that sweep single. Now he backs, trips Hamlin. Hamlin keeps the whizzer in. Now a 2-point takedown as House climbs the body of Hamlin. So Jamie, a major decision for House, and he's looking a lot better on his feet.
Yeah, and I think right now, you're not done. Don't just settle for that major decision here. Go for that tech fall, because a few more takedowns and you've got it. You've got plenty of time to do that.
Well, it's going to be another 2-point takedown by House. As this time he went from the single to the double, got in deep, kept his feet going, and drove Hamlin over his hips, and picked up the 2. It's 14-5 with 59 seconds. So House doing a nice job. A freshman on a freshman here, Zach, but House getting the upper hand so far.
Well, you can really tell. House has had a lot of matches this year, and this other freshman, we don't have any idea what his record is or if he's wrestled at all this year. This could be his first match out of the gate where it shows 0-0. He wasn't even in the program, so you can definitely tell with the experience here with House, and he's doing a very nice job.
Well, he's got 31 seconds left, and it's 14-5. He's going to cut Hamlin loose. So now he's back in on a double. He's going to try to step in and Turk Hamlin. He does. Now a hard cross face from right across the bridge of the nose on Hamlin, and he's picking up some back points. It'd be nice if he could pick up the fall with that Turk. Not going to pick up the fall, but he's going to pick up some back points, at least 2. That's going to be a very, very nice 18-6 major decision for Seth House. So that puts the Mustangs on the board early, 4-0. Nice match. Again, Zach, that was a 2-0. That was a 2-0 lead for House after the first period.
Kept the pace the entire match. Did a nice job of keeping after it and knowing what's best that he does best, and kept hitting it throughout the entire match.
And that's going to be the key. Now we'll see who Clear Lake puts out on the mat here, because it's going to be their top-ranked 126-pounder moving up. We'll check it out. But Independence will send Drew Davis out. Weight class 132. It's not posted yet on our scoreboard, but that certainly looks like Leisure, Ryan Leisure, but we'll have that for you. We'll know in just a few minutes. Or it might be Clear Lake. Clear Lake maybe resting their starters. And sending some of those underclassmen that have worked so hard all during the course of the year. That is not Leisure for Clear Lake, but that is Davis, and Davis out early with a nice 2-point takedown. Davis trying to go 2-0 on the day. He's got a hard cross face from right to left, trying to set up a cradle. He's got a cradle locked up, and he's got that bottom knee, that right knee in the side, trying to make it 2 for 2 with the cradle again. We saw this against Creston, and he worked his magic and got a fall. And he's going to pick up a 3-point near fall as a kick and a kick and a kick and a break the grip by his Clear Lake opponent. It's not listed on our screen yet, but we'll have it. Looking at the program, Clear Lake did not list their number 2s in the program.
How convenient.
Yes, indeed.
Not sure if track wrestling is actually working right now on that map.
They're probably searching their records, too, to find out who this Lion is. But regardless, Drew Davis out with a nice tilt. And he's going to pick up at least 2. Now maybe 3. Maybe the fall. There's the fall right there. Drew Davis with the fall on a nice tilt. And 124, Drew Davis is going to put the Mustangs up. by a score of 10-0. So the masked lion from Clear Lake will go nameless. But we'll go to weight class 138. They've got Spencer Orr listed in their program. That could have been Dylan Crotty at 132. He's a freshman at 3 and 4. It was never posted up there. And this could be Spencer Orr at 138 for the Clear Lake Lions. Spencer Orr is 24-19, and he's a junior. And for the Mustangs, it's going to be Tanner Erickson Dale. He's 14 and 22 right now. Like to pick up a win here. 137 left. I'm not sure this is Erickson Dale. And we'll have to find him. We'll have to spy that out. As a track wrestling, we're watching track wrestling. If you're not sure about that, track wrestling is a super program. All the score tables are computer operated now, and they can get the names, and they're running everything by computers at the table. So usually it's pretty easy to get the wrestlers' names in and get them posted on track wrestling. So we have that to follow. But so far, they have not posted. They posted the first one. They have not posted the last two. So maybe our coaches are moving kids around, Zach and Jamie.
Yeah, and if they're not in the program and they're not set up in the program, it's hard to see. But that last one was Dylan Crotty.
Dylan Crotty. So you had that. So there you go. And this is Spencer Orr. He's a junior at 24 and 19, and he's taking on Tanner Erickson Dale.
Or excuse me, that was Reese Glidden.
Reese Glidden. All right. Tanner Erickson Dale finding himself in a cross-face cradle and going down by a fall in 138 to Spencer Orr. Spencer Orr will improve to 25 and 19. So quickly the Clear Lake Lions get on the board and close the gap. It was 10-0 in favor of the Mustangs. It's now 10-6 as the Clear Lake Lions close the gap as we move to weight class 145. 145 should be Elliot Ryan. Let's see if he can get out. Yes, it is Elliot Ryan taken to the mat. And for Clear Lake, it could be Ryan Fout. He's a junior, and he's 29 and 7. And he is a very, very good wrestler, guys. So Elliot, that is Ryan Fout. And for Clear Lake, and Fout is a junior at 29 and 7, 30 and 7. And Elliot Ryan will have his work cut out for him. Again, this is right in the strength of the Lions lineup. From 113 to 145, they are very, very, very tough. And then there's a couple of sub 500 wrestlers, and then they got a couple good ones at 170, 182, and then some more sub 500 records. So the Mustangs will have to get Clear Lake where they have some weaknesses in their team, because Clear Lake is showing the strengths here in their strong weights. So a 2-point takedown by Fout. He goes up early and he's going to cut Ryan loose and makes the score 2-1. 59 seconds. We have some success with that cradle in that last match against Creston. Let's see if he can do it again. Jamie and Jack, you lose a tough luck match, Independence does, and you get about a 15-minute break at the most. As a coach, as wrestlers, you got to try to regroup, and sometimes it's hard to put that awful taste. You got that awful taste in your mouth. Sometimes it's hard to get out of your mouth in 15 minutes.
Especially when, you were down here, you were expecting much more coming down here. You wanted to be on the front side. You wanted a shot at the top-ranked Union Knights. Again, they wrestled once already this year. You wanted that shot. You wanted to go for that state title. And for it to come to an end so quickly in the day, you really have to try to put that behind you. Now you're wrestling for pride, and you're wrestling for that extra mat time.
Well, you're right. And, if you're a senior in that Mustang lineup and you're not a state qualifier, that's right, Jamie. You put the nail right on the head there, put the head right on the nail, or hit the hammer with the nail. Whatever you're doing over there, you've always got some great insights, and that's exactly right. We're going to get a caution against Fout for starting early. And Elliott Ryan taken to the top right in the right side and quickly fouled up to his feet. A lift and return by Ryan. Ryan tries to put a cross body right in. He gets it in on the right side. But Fout quickly comes to a tripod stand-up. He's going to try to shake Ryan off. And, Zach, that's a terrible position for Elliott Ryan to be in. We get a stalemate. Saved by the whistle.
That wasn't very tight with those legs, and that crossbody ride right there was not very tight. So just a few more shakes there, and Elliott Ryan might have been coming down. So caught by the whistle right there and allowed him to get a restart.
Well, it's going to be a 1-point stand-up by Fout, and he's going to split the hands of Ryan, and he will pick up a 1-point escape, making it 3-1. Fout now trying to step over the top of Ryan. He snaps and steps over the top of Ryan, and he picks up a 2-point takedown off of it. And he may have Ryan on his back on the edge of the mat. He does.
Out of bounds.
And out of bounds, saved by the boundary. Saved by the boundary. 0-0. Fout's record on our track wrestling, but he's 29-7. So looking for his 30th win. And I believe he is a state qualifier for Coach Weber in the Clear Lake. Coach Weber has been there a long time. And Jamie and Zach, West Delaware and Clear Lake has had some history, some pretty tight matches with Clear Lake in the history of wrestling, with some tough physical matches with the Lions. They'll always bring it.
Yeah, they do. And, look, West Delaware actually, I think, they wrestled Clear Lake in the first duel out of the gates this year. So, they're a good team. I think they put it to West Delaware at the time, very early in the season. But they're tough, and they're definitely going to bring it.
Yeah, that was a 60-21 win by the Lions over the West Delaware Hawks. So, they can bring it, and that's just if you're going to wrestle Clear Lake, you've got to be ready. And the Mustangs, knowing that already after wrestling them once, but we're going to get a stalemate as Fout takes a 5-1 lead here. Zach, Elliott Ryan not out of this match yet, but with 14 seconds left and he's down, you got to score at least one here, and then I think it's going to be your choice to start the third.
Yeah, you can really keep yourself in this match, and anything can happen when you keep matches close. Once you start giving up, things start going the opposite direction. So hopefully, he can get out here, get to his feet, get his choice, go down again, and be close to a 2-point match.
Well, he's going to have to. Right now, the Mustangs are ahead by a score of 10-6. Mustangs have won 2 matches. The Clear Lake Lions have won 1. Good thing about those matches that Independence has won is they've both been by extra points, a fall and a major. And to win this duel, Jamie, they've got to keep doing that.
Well, you got to pick up bonus points when you can, and that's why that win by Seth House was so important. He could have been at the end of that first period. Like you mentioned, it was 2-0 House with the lead, and he just opened up and he kept picking up those takedowns, and he got the major decision to help. And anytime you can get bonus points, it's huge. But if you can start off a duel with a 4-0 lead, you're going to be feeling pretty comfortable.
Well, that's the whole name of the game. So Elliott Ryan had to go to the blood corner momentarily to get that. I think he had a bloody lip to get that fixed. He did. And we're going to get back to action to start this third period. And Fout will choose down. Elliott Ryan up on top. And Ryan immediately comes to that crossface. He tries to load that cradle. He's got it locked up, guys. Ryan with that crossface cradle locked up, but I don't think he's going to keep it locked as Fout is trying to stretch out and work some hand control. Ryan doing a nice job scooping that right foot of Fout. Fout coming to a stand-up. Ryan reaching down to pick up that inside ankle, and Fout steps in between the legs of Ryan, goes over and around the head for that shallows position. That's a 2-point reversal, and now down 7-1 is Elliott Ryan. So quick change of events right there in a hurry.
this is a situation that Elliott Ryan can't give up and, you know, get put to his back here. So continue to wrestle here. Don't give up any bonus points and maybe possibly get to your feet and throw him to his back.
Well, if you're Clear Lake, you're going to be thinking, hey, I'm going to let him up. And, you know, the next takedown's a major decision. And this thing is tied. Now Coach Weber going over and asking the referee for a clarification because they stopped the match and called foul for stalling. So we're going to go neutral, and it's going to be 7-2. So about trying to build on that lead now with 47 seconds left. Elliott Ryan's got to go to a defensive position or maybe work something feet to back. 5-point move by Ryan, and he's right back in this thing. He's got it tied. 35 seconds left to go. About not in any kind of hurry to build this lead. I think his coach told him to let him up so he wouldn't get dinged for stalling. Number 1 Southeast Polk 36-0 over Dowling Catholic. 26 seconds left in the match. 7-2 by Fout. And a hard snap by Fout. Elliott Ryan trying to work something, but Fout's going to back up and stay very defensive with some hand control on Elliott Ryan. And I would call foul for stalling right there, Zach. You know, as you got a guy's wrist and you're holding it and standing in one position with it. 6 seconds left. Ryan Fout will pick up 3. And that's going to do it as Elliott Ryan with a snap and a spin, but too late as time runs out. It's going to be a 7-2 simple decision for Fout. So it makes the score 10-9. We're moving to weight class 152. And here's the stopper. A Chase Straw for the Independence Mustangs. Again, 38-39-1.
Great job there, but you know you didn't get the win if you're Elliott Ryan, but you didn't give up that major decision. You know, and I think that's what Fout was trying to do was cut him loose to try to get that major decision. But nice job by Elliott Ryan, just keeping it to a simple decision.
And again, we talked about how important that is not to give up those big points. Well, Brad Hillier for Clear Lake is a senior, 17-27. So, this match has got to go to the Mustangs corner with their top-ranked Chase Straw on the mat. He's out early with a nice takedown, and he goes right to work with that tilt. He's got an inside wrist on the right. He's going to circle the head and try to pull that inside wrist out and maybe set up that cow catcher. He's very, very good with it once he gets that wrist out, but he's got to get a wrist out. Hillier's going to sit on that wrist and back over it and try to free that right arm. And Straw doing a nice job. Now hard crossface by Straw. That rattled the nose of Hillier. And Straw trying to lock up a crossface cradle. He's got a good cradle also. Now a nice tilt by Straw. 2 points. Zach, that was just a nice change of position pressure by Straw. He was pushing to the right, then pulled him back over to the left for 2 near fall.
Chase Straw's just so confident in what he's doing and so calm with what he's doing. He's reacting to what's giving him, and that's what he did a nice job of there, is moving pressures from his opponent, waiting for his opponent to react or not react, and he does a nice job.
He picks up another 2 point near fall. Now another tilt by Straw as he's got Hillier on his back. That should be 2 again. He's racking up those 2 point near falls. Referee holding 2 fingers out. There's a 2 point near fall by Straw. 10 seconds left to go. And it appears that Chase Straw is measuring Hillier from Clear Lake, and maybe trying to set up something to the back. It's going to be Hillier's choice, and he's going to choose down. He will choose down to start the second period. And here we go. There's the whistle as Straw's going to ride the left side, and then it quickly moves over to the right side. So you're trying to roll Chase Straw through with the side roll. and a high leg over. Straw does a nice job blocking off the step of Hillier. Double inside wrist by Straw. And let's see if he can set up a chicken wing or a half Nelson. Double inside wrist. Now kicks out the right arm. Now we're going to get Stalling against Hillier. And I would agree with that call, Zach. Hillier's on all fours, based out, and not making any attempt to do anything.
Yeah, he's just keeping his elbows into his side, not moving much there. So I also agree with that situation right there.
Nice tilt by Straw. Once again, he's picking up 2. He's just racking up those 2-point takedowns and 2-point near falls. He goes up now 8-0 with 1:04 left in the period, and quickly he's built his point lead, so he'll have a major decision. I know he's thinking more than that right now. Independence will need more than that right now to win this duel. Coming up next for Clear Lake at 160 is Caleb Froyland. He's 6-22. And for the Mustangs is Jake Jewell. So right into the heart of the order we go for the Independence Mustangs. So
take a look at the other scores around the mat. It's here as Lisbon leads Woodbury Central 23-6. It's Logan Magnolia leading Dyke New Hartford 16-6 right now. New Hampton with a 24-15 lead over Central Lyon George Little Rock, as top seed Southeast Polk in Class 3A leading Dowling Catholic 42-0. Also in Class 3A, the 4 seed Cedar Rapids Prairie leading Valley West Des Moines 7-3, as they're at weight class 138. And this 2 seed in Class 3A, Bettendorf leading North Scott Eldridge 29-3. And Johnston leads Cedar Rapids Jefferson right now 6-0.
all right, Straw picking up 3 near fall as he had Hillier on his back one more time, but time ran out. Straw might have got the fall there, but he ran out of time. There's a cradle attempt by Hillier. And I'll tell you what, nothing doing there. Straw keeps his head up. He's going to pick up a 2-point reversal. It's 13-0 now. A 2-point tilt. The match would be over. Yeah, we're going to get potentially dangerous as Straw was working an inside wrist and a chicken wing. He got that arm up past 90-degree angle, so our officials stopped that for potential dangerous, and we're going to get a restart. Jamie, after watching Jefferson wrestle last Wednesday, would you say that's a mild upset at this point, or?
Oh, very early.
Okay.
Very early at this point. I mean, it's 6-3 now, so
Okay.
I mean it's pretty early in that dual meet yet. But I'd say what Independence over there, you know, you really like to see Chase Straw, as he's going to pick up one more point for stalling on Hillier. But you'd like to see Chase Straw pick up a fall here.
Well, you know what Hillier's trying to do, guys, is he's trying to stay off his back and trying to prevent all the bonus points. And so far, he's done an exceptional job of it. You know, if you Chase Straw, I know you're looking for the fall, but you're under a minute, Zach. At some point, you got to let him loose, and then you got to take him down and get the tech fall, or maybe something feet to back from neutral position, or maybe a chicken wing, maybe a chicken wing by Chase Straw. He knows more than he knows something we don't know down there. He's wrestling the match. He's going to throw Hillier to his back. Hillier's doing a nice job staying off his back. Straw's having quite a time pinning him. 28 seconds left to go. Referee looking close for the fall. And Straw's not going to let him up. Hillier trying to block off Straw with his left arm, and Straw's going to reach down and pull that left arm up and try to crowd him a little bit. But we've got 11 seconds left to go in the match. It's going to be a technical fall regardless. But, you know that senior from Independence, Chase Straw, wants more than that. That's going to do it. It's going to be a 17-0 tech fall. And they'll give Hillier credit for not going down to the count.
Pretty dominating, though.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
To make our team score now 15-9 in favor of Independence, as it's their third bonus points of this duel. One major decision, one tech fall, and one pin. As we move up to weight class 160, we'll see Jake Jewell head out for the Mustangs.
And for the Lions, it looks like Caleb Froyland is listed in our program. We'll see if that's who they throw out there. If it's Froyland, he's a junior and he's 6-22. So you got to think that Jake Jewell is going to be heavily favored in this match. He's in on a double leg. Nice down block by Froyland. Yep, Caleb Froyland. Nice down block by Froyland. And Jewell did not hit pay dirt with that shot. Great shot. And Zach, you talked about earlier in that first duel, once you get on that shot, how important it is to keep your feet moving.
Yeah, and right there, he just hit a drive double leg, kept his feet moving, and drove right through Froyland right there.
And that was a really, really nice shot. And he got in deep and finished the shot. Now he's working on a tilt. He's got the tight waist with the right. He's got a chicken wing with the left, and he's trying to work that tilt off that wing series. Froyland doing a nice job keeping his chest down and not letting Jewell turn him over. It'd be nice to see Jake Jewell slap a half Nelson or something on it, just curl Froyland up and get the fall and end this thing. That would be huge. All right, 56 seconds left. Jewell up on top. There's no one of those things as easy as that takedown was, Zach. You know, get a couple more, build a lead, build a big lead. You know, and then pin the guy.
Yeah, that'd be great. You get to, let him up and go after another point. That's it. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to give him an optional start. Maybe hit feet to back right here.
He's working on it. Do an optional start with the triangle. Put the triangle, his hands in the shoulder blades of Froyland. And no change of position there. Boy, cut him loose. Get you one, Jamie, and then hit the go behind.
Yeah, and like you've talked about before, that he was in on two shots fairly easily, and he picked up a takedown, but hasn't been able to work Froyland on top here.
Well, he's got a chicken wing down. He's going to try to load Froyland up with a tilt, and he's going to get at least two out of it.
Nope,
No,
not
he's
yet.
not going to give him any off that. Boy, that looked like a sure two from here. But with 5 seconds left, you've wrestled a whole period, and well, don't let him up yet. He's going to let him up there with 1 second left, Zach. And you could hear that. I could hear the Independence people from here. Don't let him up. All right, Jewell's Choice going to take down to start the second. And there's a whistle. Froyland trying to come with a hard crossface. That's going to be a 1 point escape by Jewell. And let's see if Jewell can get the momentum going. Keep it on the Mustang side. There's a nice snap and spin by Jewell. Front headlock. Snap Froyland right down to the mat. Now he's got a drive cradle in. On the right side of Froyland, he's got that head buried in the side of Froyland. Now he's got to dump him with that drive cradle, that near side cradle. A pin here would be huge. He's got Froyland on his back, but he's off the edge of the mat. And Froyland just slid off the edge of the mat as Jewell dumped him. So we've got to go back to the center. Nice cradle there, though.
That was, and now Jewell's going to go back. He's going to go optional start once again here with 1:25 left to go in the second period and a 5-0 lead for Jake Jewell.
And the referee's going to talk to him about starting properly. We're going to get a caution against Jewell.
It's the second one.
I think he's too far front.
Yeah.
Is he? We saw some cautions cost some people last Saturday at that district.
2 weeks ago at Walmack.
Is that when that was?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there's a nice snap and spin by Jewell. There's the fall. There's the fall for the Mustang. In 2 minutes and 50 seconds, Jake Jewell with a fall over Caleb Froyland. So that'll put 6 more on the Mustang scoreboard. That's a little bit better, Jamie. I'd like to see a pin bug start here and keep that thing rolling.
Yeah, you would, as we're going to move up to weight class 170. Independence takes a 21-9 lead now over Clear Lake. We're going to see Nick Holt take the mat for Independence. As Holt coming in here, he's just a junior. See who his opponent from, see who the wrestler is from Clear Lake.
In our program, Jamie, they have Logan Wilkie, and he's a senior at 30-11. So we'll see. So another tough opponent. You know, this weight class 170 is just very, very. That's a brutal weight class. You look at that in 2A. That is a brutal weight class with some very, very tough wrestlers. And you're seeing a couple of them right here. Not sure if Wilkie is a state qualifier. He's not a state qualifier, but he's won 30 matches. And like we said earlier, Zach, years ago, 30 matches was a complete season, and you know, now it's not. All right, underway here with Jewel, with Holt and Wilkie, Logan Wilkie, Nick Holt, and a good senior from Clear Lake. Long, lanky senior from Clear Lake. There's a nice front headlock. I've got to stay square. And the Holt got off to the side a little bit, Zach, with that front headlock. And now nice Kelly. Nice Kelly by Nicholas Holt. And he's working a fall here as he climbs the body with a headlock. He's got Wilkie on his back. He's got a headlock finish. That may be a fall. Looking for the referee to slap the mat as Holt adjusts. 49 seconds left to go. He's got to get that head up and settle in. His hips are a little bit high, Zach McCool. Holt's hips are on the chest of Wilkie. There's the fall. 119. There's the fall. As Nick Holt in 119 will get a fall over Logan Wilkie. That'll put 6 more on the side of the Mustangs, and they will go up 27-9. So right here in the heart of the Mustangs order, they are making hay here, making short work of the Clear Lake Lions. And that's what it's all about, Zach. When you're favored to win the matches, get out there and get after it and get the fall.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to continue to get those bonus points for those close matches, you know, that you end up swinging the wrong way. So, you know, these bonus points can be huge to continue to keep you ahead in these matches.
All right, so we're going to go up to weight class 182, and we're going to see Logan Williams for the Mustangs. And for the Clear Lake Lions, let's check it out. They've got Randy Yates listed. He's a senior at 14-14. So Logan Williams out early with a nice 2-point takedown and a snap and spin on Yates. This is Dalton Meninga, and he is a freshman. So no record here. But if you're Logan Williams, man, you're a senior. Zach Russell, a freshman at 182. Hey, get out, get after it. I know when you guys wrestled and you know, as seniors got to wrestle some freshmen, you always kind of look forward to that because you had that experience. You had that experience on most of the time on those freshmen. 52 seconds left, first period.
I always had to wrestle the good freshmen, though. Zach got the easy ones.
Yeah.
Number 1 Southeast Polk making short work of Dowling Catholic, 54-3. 33 seconds left. Again, Williams trying to set up a cradle. He's got it locked up on the freshman, but the freshman's wiggling his way to the edge of the mat. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a restart as the freshman, Meninga, is wiggling himself off the edge, and we're going to get a stop and have to come back to the center. But I like what he's doing here, Zach. You know, you got the takedown, and now you're working some pinning combinations. Instead of just riding, you're actually out there working some pinning combinations.
Yeah, he's controlling this entire match right now. Hopefully he can continue to keep this up. Just got a stall call on his opponent here, so he's going after pinning combinations to get those bonus points.
And he's got a cradle locked up. Williams has Meninga locked up in a crossface cradle. Well, he's going to run out. Did he get the fall? We're going to check and see. He did not get the fall.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. That was probably half a second away from the referee slapping the mat. But that's going to be a very, very important 3-point near fall as Logan Williams will take a 5-0 lead into the second period. Nice fireman's carry. Going to pop his head out. He's going to keep Meninga on his back, and he missed the reverse half Nelson.
That was nice. A little half Nelson. Nice job there by Logan Williams. You know, going from move to move, and he's looking to put Meninga on his back.
And that's what a senior should do on a freshman. And we might get the fall here as Meninga, there's the fall right there in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, gentlemen. Mustangs, that pin bug is rolling for the Mustangs. Let's take a short timeout. We'll be back with Matt McMillan at weight class 195. We'll see if the Mustangs can continue on their roll. Stay with us. We got more hold-by-hold action from the well on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7, KMCH.
To the Wells Fargo Arena. Independence leading 33-9 after the fall by Logan Williams. We move up to weight class 195, and it's Matt McMillan with a quick takedown as McMillan is taking on Ace Walton.
Yeah, McMillan out early. I like to see him aggressive that early, guys. And, you know, you're wrestling somebody that's a junior. You're 22-16. That's his opponent's record. And, you know, right now what I see the Mustangs doing is getting rid of some frustration. And there's no better way to get the bad taste out of your mouth than to get out and be aggressive and take it to somebody.
That's the other thing that you want to continue to see as Coach Doyle is looking at his state qualifiers too is, you know, don't let that one loss on the close matches like McMillan did, you know, come back to bite you going forward into the state tournament. So it's a good thing to see Matt out here doing what he does best and get after it and be aggressive and continue to work some pinning combinations here.
Yeah, he just got in on a really nice low single. We haven't seen him shoot that shot very often, but he proved right there that he could shoot it and shoot it well as he set Walton on his backside, and as time's going to run out, McMillan will take a 4-1 lead into that second period. And I like to see McMillan on the aggressive side, and that's when he's at his best, pushing the tempo and getting after it. It's going to be Walton's choice. He's going to defer over to McMillan, and McMillan is going to, no hesitation, he's going back upon his feet. So the Mustangs on a roll here, getting the job done 33-9. We started at weight class 126. So we'll finish at weight class 120. So we've got 3, 4, 5 matches left to go after this one. So they're going along a little bit quicker with the falls. So it'd be nice if Matt McMillan could keep the ball rolling here with another fall over Ace Walton. There's that low single by McMillan, just a dandy shot right at the laces of Walton, and he set Walton right on his backside, and I'm telling you what, he made it look very, very simple. That's that explosiveness from Matt McMillan that you're going to have to see the rest of today and then the rest of the state tournament. Again, the individual state tournament will start tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and that is always a great 3-day event. Okay, McMillan on top, cross-body ride, power half. Nelson's trying to tilt Walton for a 2-point tilt, but that's not happening right now as Walton went belly down. Might get a stalling call against Walton as he is belly down, and he's got all fours. We're going to get a stalemate. Thought we might get a stalling call against Walton as he went all fours, and McMillan was trying to set up a pinning combination. And we're going to get a caution against McMillan. Independence is wearing the red leg bands this match. Caution. There's the second whistle. There's the go. Chopping a tight waist by McMillan. Now a hard cross face by McMillan from left to right. trying to set up a cradle of his own with 38 seconds left to go. He has a 6-1 lead on Ace Walton. Again, this is the winner. The winner of this duel will wrestle for 5th and 6th, and the loser will wrestle for 7th and 8th, and that will be at 4:30 this afternoon.
Just a reminder that our 1 p.m. round will feature
16 seconds left to go
in all 3 classes, plus the 3A
in the second period. McMillan now working the top. He's working the left side of Power Half Nelson on the left side of Walton. And Walton now with his head up on all fours again. And you can see what Walton's trying to do here, and that's keep from being thrown to his back.
Our 1 o'clock round will feature semifinalists in all 3 classes.
And Walton's choice.
plus 3A consolation.
And Coach Weber, he takes a peek over, and Coach Weber says, "Hey, we're going to put you down." That's a good choice, I think. He's escaped fairly easily, Zach, and you want to try to score some points here. After Matt McMillan, you might consider turning. McMillan coming hard with that cradle, and he shoved the right elbow of Walton across his face and locked up the cross face. Then he went to lock the cradle up, and Walton stretched that long body out. McMillan was not able to load him up in the cradle, so he goes out around front, tried to set up that cow catcher, and he's just going to cut Walton loose. And now we're going back to neutral, 6-2, 1:28 left to go. Low single again by McMillan.
72-9, winner over Dowling County.
He has found a shot that has worked. That low single is of Ace Walton. McMillan covers the hips, picks up another 2, and he's going to cut Walton loose. It's now 8-3, 1:07 left to go. Another long shot, another low single shot by McMillan. And guys, he's taken a lot more shots this match than he has. I think that that first match was an eye-opener for him.
It was, and now he realizes what he's got to do if he wants to continue to better himself here as this tournament goes along.
48 seconds left, and McMillan's going to go optional start. There's that triangle. There we're going to get caution against McMillan. And now he can go. And let's see what he does. He's going to cut Ace Walton loose. 41 seconds left. Plenty of time for another takedown. Another takedown would make this a major decision. Again, Independence doing a nice job building the lead. Walton in square stance. There's a low single shot by McMillan. He's in deep. Down blocked by Walton. Let's see if he can cut across to a double. Did a nice job pulling that single in. Hard whizzer by Walton. Nice back trip by McMillan. Great finish there. 2-point takedown, 13-4. 11 seconds left, so McMillan looks for a ride out here in a major decision. That's an outstanding match by the junior from Independence. 13-4. And that'll give the Mustangs 4 more as they will go up. They will increase their lead. Great job there by Matt McMillan at weight class 195. Now we'll move up to weight class 220, and this will be one of those toss-up matches. I think we're going to see Rathbun here, Jamie. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, this will be Grover probably.
Should be Grover, but I don't believe that's Grover. We'll see who it is. Thrown up here, we'll have to peek it. Kyle Wilms for Clear Lake, a sophomore at 17-7. 17-17. And it's not posted yet, so we'll just have to spy that. And we're underway. Again, some 3A schools in their first round. And at 1A schools. All right, there's a headlock.
It is Rathbun.
There's a headlock by Wilms. He's going to launch Rathbun, and Rathbun's going to bail out of the headlock and not get thrown to his back, but he's going to give up 2. Smart move there, Zach. You feel that headlock coming. He'll bail out, give belly down, give 2, but don't give up anything big.
That's right. I mean, you got to know when you're safe and when you're not safe, and Rathbun knew.
Now a cradle, Rathbun is in trouble. There's a fall. Rathbun in trouble. Williams with a cradle on Rathbun and gets the fall in 56 seconds. So that puts Clear Lake on the board, making the score 37-15 now, going up to weight class 285. That was just a nice job by Williams. He's 17-7, but he used good, got on top and went to that nice cross face and locked it up, and before you knew it, Rathbun was on his back. So 37-15. We're going to weight class 285. Well, Nate Benson for Clear Lake. He's 7-21. He will take on Bowers from Independence. Brett Bowers, the senior. So this should be Bowers is going to be favored here, but again, you've got to start from the get-go. And lost an overtime match to Creston, so he's got to really get on the get-go here. Start early, wrestle the whole match, finish hard. There's a nice throw by Bowers, and off the edge of the mat goes Benson. That's a good aggressiveness by the senior from Independence, getting after it early. And again, you learn a lot from losing overtime matches. So hopefully the Mustangs can finish the day here. Bowers lost his headgear, so we got to stop the match. Hopefully the Mustangs can finish the day here on a positive note and winning these last two duels. Jamie, that would be a good way to get some momentum going into tomorrow.
It would, and you just for the qualifiers, getting ready, and not even just tomorrow. If you can come out here and win a couple more matches yet here today, getting you ready for that last duel of the day, and where you're going to be going for either 5th or 6th or 7th and 8th. Just try to win that last one.
That's right, and you're trying to get rid of the bad taste. You didn't wrestle your best against Creston. You lost some tight matches there, and trying to put that aside momentarily, and then getting after Clear Lake. And the Mustangs have done a fantastic job so far getting after the Clear Lake Lions, 37-15. And we're at weight class 285. We started at weight class 126. We will finish at weight class 120. So there are 3 matches, 24 and 15 is 39. So mathematically, Clear Lake is still in this. So a win by Bowers would salt this duel away for the Mustangs, and that would be just a great thing in those last 3 matches. Then you just relax and wrestle if you're the Independence Mustangs. 11 seconds left to go. Goose Eggs up on the scoreboard, 0-0, period number 1 at weight class 285. Bowers has a size advantage here. Well, now that they're standing side to side, they're pretty similar. It's going to be Bowers' choice as Benson deferred over to him. If you're wrestling somebody 7-21, get out after it here. Bowers set. We're going to get a caution against Benson as he wanted to start just a little bit early. There's the set. All right, second set. There's our whistle. And we are underway. Bowers to a tripod stand up. Now a knee slide to a stand up. And Benson's going to get dinged for locking hands. Bowers just needs to get up and score. And I think our official's going to stop it. Yes, he is. Boy, that looked very painful right there as Bowers came to a stand up. And Benson dropped down to his ankles and then pulled Bowers over the top, pulled him back over the top of him. And that left knee of Brett Bowers got stuck underneath, and he got up limping just a little bit. I think Coach Doyle wanted the timeout but didn't get it. But we're back to action. 1-0 lead, courtesy of that penalty point for Brett Bowers. Stand up again by Bowers, back trip by Benson. Benson now floating, riding side to side. And Bowers doing a nice job with hand control.
Last time these two wrestled in that dual meet earlier this year, it was Sam Rathbun defeating Benson 3-1 in that match, and currently Bowers leading 1-0 with a minute left to go in the second period.
Well, he's got to get going. You can't sit on that 1 point, as we found out in the in that last duel with Creston. You can't sit on those leads, Zach. You know, you got to wrestle the whole match, wrestle the whole period, wrestle the whole meet. And now they're taking Brett Bowers, went off the edge of the mat again and twisted that left knee slightly. They're going to take an injury timeout. Then you get a 2-minute injury timeout. Jamie, do you have some other area updates? I guess there's no area teams here, but there's some matches going on in the other duels.
As Woodbury Central leading Lisbon leading Woodbury Central 44-30. Logan Magnolia over Dyke New Hartford right now 32-10. It's Central Lyon George Little Rock leading New Hampton right now 33-28. Cedar Rapids Prairie leads Valley West Des Moines 14-8. Bettendorf 39-21 over North Scott Eldridge. And it's tied up 9-9 down here with Johnston and Cedar Rapids Jefferson. And of course, Southeast Polk already victorious in their dual meet over Dowling Catholic, 72-9 the final score in that one.
Yeah, they just blitzed through that, a lot of pins, and they just manhandled the Maroons. And they're trying to send a message. The Southeast Polk Rams here trying to send a message. They qualified, I think 13 out of 14, Zach. Southeast Polk qualified for the tournament, the individual tournament. So they've got a stable. All right, 31 seconds left here. 1 point escape by Bowers as injury time stopped, and on the restart came right to that stand-up and split the hands of Benson. Got to his feet, 2-0 lead now. And Benson trying to work a collar tie and a throw by on Bowers, and Bowers doing a nice job with a retie on Benson, trying to keep him away. 2 seconds, and that's going to do it. We're going to go to the third period. And let's check whose choice it's going to be. It's going to be Benson's choice as he deferred. He's going to choose up. Don't see that real often, Zach.
No, you don't. Hopefully, we can get the Independence guy up out of the bottom here. And don't give him a chance to get you in a penny combination.
Well, there's a 1 point escape by Bowers, and he goes up now 3-0. He goes up 3-0, and a little bit more comfortable, but when these big guys are wrestling, nothing's ever comfortable. You're only a trip, you're only an underhook, you're only a lateral drop away from falling behind. 1:22 left to go in this match. Brett Bowers hanging on 3-0.
Once again, a reminder to all 1A
And it's stalling now against Benson.
in the Constellation semifinals. Please report to Hy-Vee Hall.
As Brett Bowers came with an underhook and just basically lifted that underhook up and drove Benson off the edge of the mat. So we got to go back to the center. There's a double collar tie by Benson. And off the edge of the mat they go back to the center on the start. 106 and counting. Neutral position. Benson trying to set up a throw, and Bowers using that head to block off. Jamie and Zach, you're wrestling the guy that's got to throw you. You don't want to go all defensive, but you don't want to get thrown on your back either.
You don't, and when it comes to pressure, don't give too much here. That's just an open opportunity for a big throw. So, if you're Bowers here, just continue to work. And right now he's doing the pushing here and not getting himself out of position to get thrown.
Yeah, as well as you've wrestled this match, you don't want to give up a throw here and lose this thing in the last 20 seconds. 3-0. Bowers has had a couple escapes and a penalty point on Benson, but he really has controlled the match. He's controlled the tempo. He really has controlled the match. 14 seconds left, and this thing is going to go into the books, and that's going to be 3 more on the side of the Mustangs as our clock winds out. Brett Bowers will win this 3-0, and that'll give the Mustangs 3 more, and that's going to salt it away, I believe. That's going to give them 40, and with 3 matches left, 18 and 15, that's going to mathematically do it, Zach. So the Mustangs will win this duel, and they will wrestle in that 5th and 6th place match, but we've got 3 matches left.
And this here would be a good opportunity. You've salted the dual meet away, but don't quit here. Don't be satisfied just winning this. Come out here and continue to work hard to score points and try to put an exclamation point on it.
Well, that's right, and we're going to go to weight class 106. And again, Jarrett Orr for Independence is going to take on Ben Hillier. He's a junior. He's at 18 and 26. So Jarrett Orr just gets it going here. He's got a shot to win this match. Just looking at records, but again, you get down here, Zach. Sometimes you got to throw records out the door because you're wrestling down on that floor in front of a large people in an environment you've never been in before.
That's right. The other thing that you continue to look at too in this match is there's a junior versus freshman. Jarrett Orr being a freshman wrestling a junior here in Hillier. So once again we go back to that experience. You always got to be on your toes and ready to go. And I think that record can be thrown out the windows, like you just said, coming back out here under the lights and things like that, ready to go.
Last time these two wrestled in that dual meet, it was a 13-3 Jarrett Orr major decision.
So you're wrestling, and he's out on the get-go with a nice takedown, a nice Turk. He's got Hillier on his back, and certainly like to see him end this with the fall. Hillier's going to high bridge and roll through, though. But that's got to give you a little confidence knowing you've wrestled somebody before, you've majored them. You just got to get out and get after it.
Absolutely, but the same thing we talk about too is once you get down here, you got to throw records and everything you've done out the window. Anything can happen at any given time. So it's nice to see Orr come out here and do exactly what he's probably done to him in the past in Hillier. So that's a good thing to see.
And he's got a cross body right in right now with the left, and a nice cross face to far shoulder from left to right. He's got Hillier on his back. And he's going to pick up 3 more. So a nice first period with 10 seconds left to go. A nice first period by the freshman Mustang, Jarrett Orr. He will take an 8-0 lead into the second period. And I'm telling you what, that's a good start. That's a nice jump start. And that's going to do it for the first period. We're going to go to period number 2 with Orr leading 8-2 and the Mustangs leading 40-15.
It's going to be, it's going to be Hillier's choice, and he's going to choose top here. So this will be a good opportunity for Jarrett Orr. Get out, get back to your feet, score a few more takedowns, and try to get this thing over with.
Well, Jamie, I see that other 2A match is over in front of us. Do we know if the Mustangs will be wrestling New Hampton or Central Lyon?
I believe New Hampton won.
The way they're acting, it looks like they won down there, so that might be a very interesting duel. We've got a figure 4 in the body by Hillier, and Orr's going to pick up a 1 point. Put a cross body right in, then Orr came to a tripod stand-up, and Hillier said, you know what, I'm just going to put a figure 4 on you.
It is New Hampton.
In New Hampton, okay, very good. That'll take place at 4:30 this afternoon. All right, sit out, turn in by Orr. He's trying to get to his feet. There's a cradle by Hillier, and Orr's going to pop his head out, split the hands of Hillier, cover him up for a 2-point reversal. Now goes right back to work. He's got a chicken wing with the left, inside wrist on the right. Let's see if he can dump Hillier to his back and end this thing. He's got 1:13, so he's got a lot of time. He's got a nice chicken wing in. And let's see if he can just get out to the side. Zach, you're an expert at those wings. Get out to the side, run that thing at a 45, and slap Hilliard on his back.
Yeah, it's all about pressure. Once you get those wings in there, you got to make sure you stay there and you keep pressure on the head.
He's going to rack up 3 more here. Like to see him get the fall. As he's got Hilliard on his back in that chicken wing. Now he's got a half Nelson with his leg. It's going to be a 3-point near fall. And it gave a 2-point reversal back to Hilliard. Maybe. Referee hasn't signaled it yet. Orr's in a switch position. I think that's going to be a 2-point reversal by Hillier. It is, so 14-2 now. With 26 seconds left, Orr trying to get the 2 back. Short sit position by Orr. And the leg by Hillier. Hard crossface by Hillier. Sit out turning by Orr. Stand up by Orr. Split the hands by Orr. 1-point escape. 10 seconds left to go. So 15-2 up on the board. There's a shot. And guys, I think Coach Doyle had a little talk with his Mustangs probably in between about getting out and getting after it. You know, because they certainly have wrestled a lot more offensively and more aggressive this duel.
They have, and, you know, not giving up them points late in the period like we saw in that first duel, and just coming out. And I mean, look at Jared Orr right now. He's up 15-2. He's working on a tech fall, and I believe he's going to choose top here to start this third period. So, you know, it just great effort here by the Mustangs in this second duel.
Stand up by Hillier. Orr slaps a cross body right in on his left side. And we're going to get potentially dangerous. That's inside stand-up by Hillier. That's a really, really nice inside stand-up by Hillier. Orr drops in on a double. Steps through, sets Hillier to his right hip, covers it up, and now puts a cross body right in. Now, Orr working on a banana split. Got to be careful here. You don't want to get rolled through and thrown to your back in a defensive fall with that cross body right in. Or getting out of position just a little bit here. He's got to pull his hips back up on top. He's trying to set a banana split up on Hillier. Hillier doing a nice job creating some separation with his hips. Now Orr steps in with the other leg, puts the right leg in. Now a power half Nelson on the right. No back points to show for it though. 108 and counting, third period. Jared Orr working on a major decision. He's already got it. We're going to get a stalemate. Coach Doyle just letting the guys wrestle over there, guys. Pretty calm, cool, and collected. I imagine his thoughts are already going to New Hampton.
Yeah, you know, you've got this duel wrapped up. You know, 40-15 lead, and you're going to win the duel. But you know, right now you're starting to look against New Hampton as you know the Mustangs have. You know, they've wrestled almost everybody in this Class 2A bracket at some point this year, including New Hampton, as they defeated the Chickasaws 48-30 earlier in the year. So, you know, it's they know it's another match that they should be favored in and should win.
And that'll be for 5th and 6th, and that will start at 4:30. So, there's a stand-up by Hillier and a sloppy back trip by Orr. And a 2-point reversal by Hillier. And we're going to get potentially dangerous. And again, that's what we talk about, Zach. You know, you're a freshman. Don't get out there and make a freshman mistake. Orr just got sloppy. There's a cradle now by Hillier. He's got Orr locked up in a cradle. We can find out why Orr did not want to choose down. Hillier trying to step over with that cradle. And Orr's doing everything he can to split the hands of Hillier, and he finally does. That's a dangerous cradle by Hillier, Ben Hillier from Clear Lake. There's nothing more frustrating. He's got it locked up one more time. There's nothing more frustrating than to wrestle somebody that's good with a cradle.
Well, it is, and you know, because I remember Don Bosco for many years. We're just cradling machines, and if you left your head hanging for even a second, it seemed like they had you locked up in a cradle. So a good effort there, though, by Jared Orr. He's going to pick up. He's going to still get the major decision, and the Mustangs are going to go up 44-15 now with just 2 matches left.
An outstanding job there by the freshman. Again, getting some valuable experience. We can't say enough about that. You know, when you're a freshman first-timer down here, that experience is just huge. All right, we're going to go to weight class 113. Clear Lake's got their next 2 kids are pretty salty here. If this is Brennan Doble, he's a senior at 40-1. Let's see if they throw Doble out. And Independence will send Taylor Wolfcool out. And I'm not sure that's Taylor Wolfcool. We will have it once it comes up on our scorecard here. I believe that is Doble. And they also have at 120 Ryan Schmalin. He's a senior at 34-1. There you don't necessarily see a whole lot of seniors at 113 and 120. Their combined records are 74-2. So a couple salty seniors here.
This is Caleb Kramer for Independence.
Caleb Kramer wrestling
Doble.
Yes, indeed. So Kramer getting some experience. There's a chicken wing by Doble. He's got Kramer on his back. Could get the fall here with 1:02 left. And he's going to pick up 2 near fall. Doble will pick up 2 near fall on the chicken wing. Nice job by Kramer of rolling out. Now chicken wing, another chicken wing by Doble. This time he's going to tighten it up a little bit with an inside wrist on the left side. He's got Kramer on his back. He's trying to get his chest up. Now Doble gets his head up, gets his chest up on top of Kramer. He's looking for a fall here. Plenty of time, 35 seconds. Kramer doing a nice job keeping his head up. Now Doble will step over. Doble will step over and put a reverse half Nelson in on Kramer. Kramer doing a nice job in that high bridge. Great fight. Great fight we're seeing out of this Mustang. Caleb Kramer, 16-15 as a freshman. 11 seconds left counting. Let's see if Kramer will survive this period and go on to wrestle another period. 5 seconds left to go. Reverse half Nelson by Doble. He's cinching it up. It's very, very tight. And that's going to do it.
And Brennan Doble, a state qualifier, obviously for the for Clear Lake here, as just an outstanding season he's had so far this year. Is ranked for Clear Lake at number 2 behind defending state champ Tristan Burt from Dubuque Waller.
Yeah, we've seen Burt wrestle the last couple of weekends there, Jamie. So that could prove to be a very interesting match here as we're Doble, very, very slick, high crotch for a 2-point takedown. He is very, very smooth, very, very quick, very, very powerful. And he's got a chicken wing locked up again. He's got Kramer on his back. Now he's got a half Nelson with his leg on Kramer, trying to get that right shoulder of Kramer down. Kramer's going to bridge out of it, and it's going to be a 3-point near fall. So it's now 12-0 in favor of the senior Lion from Clear Lake. Caleb Kramer for the Mustangs. Another freshman getting some valuable experience here at the dual meet tournament. And taking advantage of the situation to get 3 matches in and gain some experience. We got a headgear, Doble's headgear is off. So we got to get a timeout, get that snap back on and cinched up. And back to work we go. And there's the whistle, 48 seconds left. Sit out attempt by Kramer. Spiral ride by Doble. Doble now has Kramer tipped up on his back. This is going to do it. If he doesn't get the fall, he's going to pick up 3. 3, and that's going to do it. A tech fall by Brennan Doble. That will give the Lions 5. That will make our score 44-20. What's the score the first time these guys wrestled, Jamie?
45 to
27.
Uh-oh, where'd I put it?
It's going to be pretty close again. See if Clear Lake sends Schmalin out. I believe I wrote it down as 44-27 in my book here. I know you'll have that right in front of you.
You sure about that? Oh, it's over here. 44-27.
44-27. So right now we stand at 44-20. So we'll see who Clear Lake sends out to the mat. I don't think that is Schmalin.
It's going to be Aaron Kenchola and Mitch Evans.
All right. So Evans trying to go 2-0 on the day also. The senior from Independence. Trying to wrap up his very fine career as an Independence Mustang. And Jamie, that name Mitch Evans, we saw him wrestle as a freshman. We knew he would be a good wrestler. And he's done a nice job for Coach Dora for 4 years. He's one of those pillars that you can build a program on.
Yeah, and he's just been solid for all 4 years. I mean, he's been a state qualifier. He's been down here to the state meet, and you talk about a good career, and Mitch Evans has definitely had that, and he's didn't get to he was in a loaded sectionals bracket. I mean, you talk about just an outstanding bracket at sectionals, and he had Brennan Ryan from Olwine, and then he also had was the other one?
Cresco, Brandon Mayer.
Yeah, Brandon Mayer. Yeah, Brandon Mayer. So, a good senior gets thrown into a bracket and at sectionals isn't able to make it to the district meet. That's tough. But he's gonna try to make his mark here today in the state duels.
Well, that's what you talked to Coach Doyle about that. How you had so many teams in that sectional and the district. Good teams. And there's people like Mitch Evans that are staying home just because of the quality of the competition at that sectional, at that district. But that's a bad thing. But it's all part of the sport, part of getting ready and wrestling. Well, an inside wrist, and around the head goes Evans, and he's going to take Canchola and throw him on his back here. He's got 3 seconds left. He's going to get 2 back points. I think he's going to run out of time. Let's see if he got 2. Yes, he did get 2. Ran out of time. That was a nice inside wrist. He rolled it out, then came to a half Nelson and hipped Canchola over, but he needed about 4 or 5 more seconds, Zach.
Yeah, we'll see him look to do that move here again later on in this match. Hopefully get it a little bit sooner to get some back points and eventually the fall.
Well, we've got a couple of Donnybrooks going on. Cedar Rapids Prairie is over Valley 32-11. And 3 and 6, Jamie. Number 3, Johnson. Number 6, Cedar Rapids Jefferson Jayhawks knotted up at 15. So the Jayhawks trying to pull an upset here over number 3, Johnston. And they've got the personnel to do it. All right, underway here. Drew Davis up 5-0. Their neutral position. Canchola in on a long double. Nice down block by Davis. And Davis is going to pick up a 2-point takedown off the defensive move there. And he's trying to set up a spladle. Davis is trying to get in on that spladle. And he's going to try to hook it up. And Canchola is doing a nice job staying belly down. Aaron Canchola is a freshman. We don't have his record, but he's doing a nice job staying belly down. So Davis could not lock up that spladle. 1:06 left to go, second period. Here comes that move, Zach. You said he's going to lock it back up again, and he did. Inside wrist on the right. He rolls it out to a bar. Now he scoops the head of Canchola. Might set up a leg cradle here, trying to set up a leg cradle. We're seeing all kinds of offense from Drew Davis here. He's got Canchola in the leg cradle. There's the fall. Drew Davis with the fall on that leg cradle.
Mitch Evans.
Excuse me, yes, thank you. Mitch Evans, thank you. Mitch Evans with the fall on that leg cradle. And he goes 2-0 on the day. And nice way to finish it. That's going to put the Independence Mustangs up to stay for good. And we will see them wrestle at 4:30 this afternoon against New Hampton. Let's take another short timeout. Jamie's adding up all the facts and figures for us, and he'll have a recap of today's action. You won't want to miss it. We've got more action for you from the well on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
to the Wells Fargo Arena as the Independence Mustangs defeat Clear Lake by a final score of 50-20. Real quickly, we've got Tyler Pasker wrestling for Cedar Rapids Prairie over there, 0-0 as they just start the second period, as Tyler Pasker from Cedar Rapids Prairie had a request to watch his matches here this week. He's tied with Zachary Mott from Valley, West Des Moines right now in the second period. We started this dual meet at weight class 126, and it was Seth House from Indy with a 18-6 major decision. That put the Mustangs up 4-0. Drew Davis, he did get a fall in that duel, however. Earlier in the duel, 1 minute 24 seconds, that put the Mustangs up 10-0. And this is Zachary Pasker, Tyler Pasker.
Going down by fall, Jamie, to Zachary Matt from West Des Moines Valley. Matt with a double underhook and a outside trip and set Pasker right on his back for the fall.
So Pasker goes down to Zachary Mott from Valley, West Des Moines, and that's going to make that dual meet now 32-20 in favor of Cedar Rapids Prairie. Tanner Erickson Dale from Independence losing by fall 1 minute 38 seconds. That made it 10-6 Independence. 145. Elliott Ryan losing 7-2 against Ryan Fout from Clear Lake. That made it 10-9. But the Mustangs really never looked back from that point. Chase Straw with a 17-0 tech fall. Jake Jewell with a fall in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Nick Holt with a fall in 1 minute 19 seconds. Logan Williams with a fall in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And Matt McMillan with a 13-4 major decision over Ace Walton. That made it 37-9 in favor of the Mustangs. 2:20. Sam Rathbun from Independence lost by fall in 56 seconds to Kyle Wilms. Brett Bowers at heavyweight with a 3-0 win over Nathan Benson. That made it 40-15. Jarrett Orr with a 15-4 major decision at 106. He got a major decision on Ben Hillier. At 113, it was Brendan Doble with a 15-0 tech fall over Caleb Kramer from Independence. And then at weight class 120, Mitch Evans from Independence with a fall in 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Final team score 50-20 in favor of the Mustangs. As in that duel, one tech fall by each team. 3 major decisions for Independence, 0 for Clear Lake. 24 takedowns for the Mustangs and just 6 for Clear Lake. Independence with 5 pins in that duel. Clear Lake with just 2. And Independence wins 10 matches, and Clear Lake wins just 4. So the Mustangs are 1-1 on the day, Roger. And, that first one, you would have rather been 1-1 the other way as far as, winning the first one and losing the second one. But, they're going to wrestle for 5th and 6th place against New Hampton.
Well, they had so many close matches that first duel with Creston and Jamie. If you win 1 or 2 of those and you get the momentum on your side, you keep it on your side, that duel is a whole nother duel. But, that's part of the wrestling. That's part of being down here. You didn't win the close matches. You lost the close matches. You lost the duel. But kudos to the Mustangs. They regrouped. They got their act back together, and they came back in a dominating fashion and beat a real good Clear Lake team by dominating score. And they just got after it, and now they'll wrestle for 5th and 6th.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here for now. We will be back with the 4:30 duel as Independence will take on New Hampton, and that'll be a great duel, as well as, again, as we mentioned earlier, Independence has already wrestled New Hampton this year, defeating them 48-30. But this is a different venue here today, as new venue, new duel, as we will see another matchup with Independence and New Hampton. And that's going to wrap up our coverage here this morning and early this afternoon, as we'll be back at 4:30 with that 5th and 6th place match, a little bit before 4:30 to start our coverage of that duel there. I'd like to thank the sponsors of the postseason wrestling here on KMCH, all 106 tournament sponsors this week. As a great week of action. Without them sponsors, we wouldn't be able to bring you this coverage of the state duels. And I want to thank our extra independent sponsors here today and just all of our sponsors for putting this great coverage on the air. Also want to thank Mike Johnson and Janelle Tucker for getting us going this morning. And thank you, the listeners. We'll be back at 4:30 for Roger Reed and Zach McCool. This is Jamie Vaskey saying so long from the Wells Fargo Arena, as you've been listening to High School Wrestling on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Cash in.